Hello, everybody. Welcome to Eureka Springs channel, and we are coming to you live from Eureka Springs, Arkansas. I'm here today to talk with Eureka Springs School of the Arts, and we try to meet with them as much as we can to find out what's going on with them and to, they just have a big program over there at ESSA, and they're always doing something new and exciting and fun. And today we're going to learn a lot about that. So if you guys will hang on just a second, we're going to bring them on screen. Hey, Kelly.
Hi, Melody. How are you?
I'm great. So, the summer is on. It's hot,
Yes.
but people are still coming in droves to Eureka Springs. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And ESSA is really hopping right now, from what I understand. What have you got going on this month?
Yeah, absolutely. We're really busy from March until November, and then we kind of pause for a minute. But this is kind of our peak season. So we have a lot of workshops happening. As always, we're offering workshops that range from 1 day to 5 days in all sorts of different media. I like to call it sometimes art camp for grown-ups. So you can come and sign up for a week of a class here and learn to do all kinds of neat things. We also have programming that we do with the VA. We've got a group from the Veterans Healthcare System of the Ozarks coming to take a workshop with us. We're doing a workshop this weekend with some folks from Opera in the Ozarks to plan on doing some more collaborative programming with them for veterans as well, which is really exciting. We do a lot of things during the school year with the schools for youth workshops and things, but what a lot of people don't realize is that we also have an artist in residence program. And so what that is that an artist or a craftsperson will come, or multiple will come and stay on our campus for an extended period of time. And so we've had residencies that have lasted a couple of weeks. We've had some that have lasted, almost a couple of months in all different media. So we've done that with people who are here and painting. We've done that for our small metals studio. A couple of years ago, we had two artists, small metals artists from the Northeast, come and spend some time with us. Last year and also this year, which I'm going to talk about today, we've had ceramics artists in residence. We have another small metals artist in residence coming here in about another month or so. And for next year, we're already starting to plan our residency program. We'll be offering a woodworking residency for a group where they'll have multiple residents who will be under mentorship by Doug Stowe, who is a renowned woodworker. And so what these are for people who are practicing artists. Not necessarily that's entirely how they're making their living, although in many cases it may be. But people who have, a set of skills that they want to come here and retreat from sort of their everyday and spend focused time in our studios, really doing nothing but creating work. And so while they're here, sometimes they will also teach a workshop for the public, or they've taught workshops for youth from area schools. They've made visits over to, for example, North Ark Community College to give lectures and demonstrations over there. And so while these artists in residence are here, they're getting that benefit of having the focused time, but they're also doing a lot to provide, outreach to the community and art experiences. So I want to talk about the artist residency that we have running right now.
Okay, let's go. Let's go into it.
Yeah. So right now we have two artists in residence in our ceramics and pottery studio, and that's Stephanie Christensen and Lisa Cruz. And so that's a little example of their work there.
It's
And
beautiful.
oh, they're both so incredibly talented. We're super fortunate to have them. And they're sharing that studio space and getting to bounce ideas off of each other and learn from each other and teach each other as well. And so it's really an enriching experience for them to come and to share that space together. And if you go to the next picture there,
Okay.
for those who are maybe sort of familiar with our campus, but haven't maybe been through the whole thing, um, a lot of folks, when they come by our campus and you see the first two buildings there on the highway, that's our one is our office building, and then the other is our founders building, which has our multi-purpose 2D studio and then also the clay studio in it. But our campus goes way back to the back of the ridge. So you can see here, I've got a map of the campus. Now our ceramic studio is up there in building 1, which you see from the highway. And then where our artisan residents stay is way in the back in the woods. So that's the 5, 6, 7, 8 is our cottages that we use for artisan residents and our visiting instructors. You can see that top picture. It's like so sort of removed from the hustle and bustle and serene.
Yes.
And the back of the cottage is this huge window that looks out into the woods. And so it really serves as a true retreat for artists when they're staying here.
Yeah.
So it just kind of gives you an idea of a little bit of that experience. And that is another big part of the experience for our artisan residents, is to have a really nice, really beautiful place to stay while they're having this experience. And it's a big part of why we built those cottages on our campus, because we're wanting to really provide a wonderful experience for our artisan residents. So.
Well, most people don't realize the campus is that large. Mm-hmm. From the highway, it looks like a very narrow piece of land, but it really does expand out greatly.
It goes way back there. So Lisa Cruz, she is from Paragould, Arkansas, and she has been practicing clay artist for 40 years. She has taught for a good while in public schools, and so she's a really excellent instructor. And she takes inspiration from nature. You'll see a lot of animal figures in her work. And when she says she considers herself a contemporary folk artist, when you see her work, you can feel that. She really draws a lot from past folk traditions, Native American traditions. So if you go to the next slide, you can see this is some of her past work.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah.
How fun.
Wonderful? It is wonderful. Yeah, I love her work. It just is wonderful. And the doll there on the right, she does all these different figures. She has one that she does that's Frida Kahlo. She has a Ruth Bader Ginsburg that's just wonderful. And she makes the little clothing for them. And we're hoping in the spring that she'll be offering a class and doing that here at ESSA, actually. So we're very
the one on the left there, the skeletons. Is she making? Are these very big pieces?
So that one is probably, I think, about this biggish.
Okay, so it can sit on a tabletop or a coffee table or something like that. Then,
and the one in the center, it's sort of an oversized dinner plate kind of a size, but you would hang it on the wall. The other interesting thing that she does, you can kind of see this coloration. She does a smoking method with these, where she does sort of a pit firing finishing process, not necessarily those that are familiar with raku, where you actually fire the pottery in a fire pit. This isn't exactly that, but it's to add a finish in this really cool sort of crackly fun finish that she gets. And then the next picture is a super sneak peek behind the scenes. This is what she's working on now. So these are in what you call a greenware state. So these haven't been fired or glazed at all. But this gives you an idea of some of the themes that she's exploring in her work while she's here, which is, there's a lot of these sort of animal effigy pots, and she's making all sorts of wonderful little things. Her animal figures are so wonderful and whimsical and just fantastic. That, you'll have to come to the closing reception, which I'll share more about, but here on August 12th, we'll open up and have a reception, and you'll be able to come and see these glazed and finished and have an opportunity to purchase them if you wish to do so.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they are everything that she does. Is it one of a kind? Does she ever replicate?
Well, she has themes that she explores repeatedly, but everything
Hmm.
is completely one of a kind,
Oh wow,
hand built. Yes, she does hand
incredible!
building, some coil building, a little bit of slab building. Yeah, it's
Wow,
fantastic stuff.
neat, neat, neat. What
Mhm.
talent!
Yes.
Um,
And then this is Stephanie Christensen, and she is from Hinesville, Arkansas. And she has been studying for about 10 years. And she does this really cool process of throwing on the wheel and then modifying those forms after they've been thrown. So, where Lisa does hand building, Stephanie starts with throwing on the wheel
okay.
and then carves and modifies those forms. So if you switch to the next one, you can see
Oh my
finished
gosh!
work. Yeah, and
Wow!
yep, it's really really cool. She does these really amazing, beautiful carved designs on her work, and her colors are just gorgeous. She just yeah, it's
Wow!
beautiful stuff, and that is a lot of carving.
No
Tell you.
doubt.
That is a lot of work to do
Oh my
that
God! And
carving.
so creative.
Mhm.
Wow.
So very two very different
Yeah, definitely.
approaches and aesthetics certainly in the studio, which is going to make for a really really fun and interesting closing show here pretty
Definitely.
soon. And I have a little sneak peek of what she's working on as well in the next picture.
Ah,
So
ah.
yes. Right. And this is a super sneak peek because this is like going to be so different when it gets to the end. She is working on like a sort of a column stacking forms,
Yeah.
garden sort of structures that are built out of this. And so these will be placed together to make a larger, piece at
Oh
the end.
wow.
So, and again, these are totally greenware, have not been fired or glazed at all. So this is the super behind the scenes sneak peek of what's to come
So
from
it's just going to be like a large tall structure then.
hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to
Interesting.
see her what colors she picks and how that all comes together. It's going to be
Wow. I
really
mean,
beautiful.
even before they're fired, they're gorgeous. I mean, just
Yes.
wow.
Yeah. That is a lot of carving work in there as well. And so to close all this out on Saturday the 12th,
Okay.
we will have a closing reception and show here on the ESSA campus. It will be in our front building there, the Founders Building. And you'll have an opportunity to come and talk to the artists. They're going to give an artist talk about their approach and what inspires them and their work. They're at 4:30.
Okay.
And we will be having a sale where they will be offering their work for purchase. And both, they will have certainly things that they made during the residency. They may also have some things that they've made prior for
Okay.
sale. And you can see some of these little pictures too, some more of the little
Yes.
animal
Yeah.
creature things that have been made and some other examples
Wow.
of Stephanie's work. But and a small portion of the proceeds will go to supporting future artist residencies here at ESSA as well. So just help us to keep it going.
Nice. So,
Yeah.
Kelly, do all the artists end up at the end of their residency having a sale of their items that they made while they were there? Is that typical of the pattern of the way things work out there?
So most of the time, not always. Sometimes it may just not be what they would prefer,
Mm-hmm.
that they would prefer to just spend that time kind of exploring ideas and not worrying about producing
Sure.
necessarily a body of work. Or, sometimes we may do something where it's, for example, a residency that we're designing for next year. It's a residency, a mentorship residency. So that's a little bit more like an extended sort of workshop
I
model. So
see.
they're going to
I
be
see.
learning techniques and things where there would probably be a reception and a party at the end. We love to throw a party, but maybe not a sale. So
Yep.
it just sort of depends. This is sort of the wonderful thing about residencies too, is they're are just endless approaches to take and endless ways to do it. And we get to dream these things up and then watch them fly. And it's a wonderful thing.
It's such an enriching experience, not only for the artists, but for the people that are coming in to take the classes. And it seems like every year, Kelly, your talent just gets better and better and better. It's just amazing, the people that are finding their way here, and the fact that you're arming all of these artists out in our world to find their passion and find their craft and find their medium that they are drawn to. Art, it just makes the world better, doesn't it?
It does.
It just makes the world better. Kelly, I've got the website up on the screen. If you're watching today and you want to find out more about the Artists in Residency and about the events that are coming up, be sure to go to their website, essa-art.org, and find out more about what's going on out there at Eureka Springs School of the Arts. Kelly, thank you again for coming today and giving us an update. We appreciate you very much. I love talking to you every month. I'm sure maybe we can find time again next month, and you can fill us in on some other items that are going on out there on the campus. And for those of you that are watching, what you can do to help spread the word about Eureka Springs School of the Art is you can like, subscribe, and follow us, and share this broadcast with the people that are in your life. Share it with an artist. Share it with a friend. Share it with someone who's looking for a passion in the arts and don't know quite what they like to tap into. They can find it at ESSA. That is where they're going to find it. Right, Kelly?
That's right.
All right. Thanks a lot for joining me today. We'll see you again next month. Thanks.
All right. Great. Thank you, Melody.
Thank you. So I love to celebrate the good people, the good places, and the good news of Eureka Springs. And thank you for tuning in today. We appreciate you watching us. And thanks again. We'll see you again next time here live from Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Thank you for joining us.